If you're wondering what I have metaphysically for May, stay tuned. For me, it's spring. For some of you, it might be fall. And so I'm wearing my transition thing just for you, even though this is about things, well, that maybe I might use in the month of May, June. Anyway, and some new finds that I found, which could go either way, fall or spring. So I hope you stay tuned to see what I found. And this is my last official Metaphysical Monday, but there will be other metaphysical videos in the future. I have a couple hauls that I have planned, and they'll be a little bit different than this series has been, and a little more random in my world of variety, mostly writing these days. Anyway, let's see what I have though for you metaphysically this month. Let's get metaphysical, yeah, yeah. Let's get metaphysical, yeah, yeah. Woo! Party! It's the last Metaphysical Monday at An Accidental Retiree. Yay! Hi everyone, welcome back to An Accidental Retiree. I'm Tammy E, and welcome to May, and my very last Metaphysical Monday. And the reason why, it's kind of fitting that here I am looking like I'm a member of a cult or something. And like, yeah, I don't know, there was a cult that wore orange. But anyway, I'm not. I just thought this was kind of a pretty one, and I wanted that fire of May because things are heating up. Everything's starting to grow in our gardens, and we're planting the things that we want to harvest for fall. And I have my lily of the valley on because those bloom about the end of this month, and you know, that's what I'm doing. And I have a lot of little haul here going on, and I'm just going to show you the items, and then I'll list where they're from. I'm not going to do a big fanfare and look up as we're going. I'm just going to have it in the description. They're all from Etsy shops, nothing from Sage Goddess, you know, but I do want to talk about Sage Goddess just a little bit. It's kind of fitting that I'm ending this Metaphysical Monday in May. In May of 2019, I just learned I had a brother. My brother was not religious, he told me, and all this kind of stuff, but he was buried from the church that my father said he went to as a child in Nazarene church. So maybe, you know, I tried to, you know, tell him how much my religion was, how much important to me, and about my father becoming Methodist when I was a baby, and all sorts of stuff. And we were baptized on the same day because he wasn't sure if he had ever been baptized. Anyway, I went through, you know, other things were going on and had gone on in my career and in my family life. And I was having a little crisis of faith. And my daughter was involved with her future husband, now her ex-husband. And they were engaged, and he was a pagan. And I needed to learn more about this because my son married someone that was interested in metaphysics. Her mother was, you know, and but now I had to understand this paganism stuff. And so I did a lot of reading and research on witchcraft, what that was about, and all sorts of things like that. So I've got these witchcraft books, and I'm not a witch, never was, never will be a practicing witch because I believed in Jesus always. I just want you to understand that I prayed to God always. Crystals and stuff I could lean into metaphysically because of the experience with my daughter-in-law's family and so on, and you know, the new agey kind of stuff. However, I was guarded about it, you know, because I love rocks and minerals, and so I leaned into it from that way because I was a rock hound as a child, and so I enjoyed collecting all these rocks and minerals that I have, and the things that I have for each month, those specimens. I will not regret that. From making jewelry, because when I retired, I was making jewelry. I did want to learn the metaphysical properties and lean into, those intentions and energies as I created things for people in positive ways, and, but always putting godlike energy in it, because that's where my heart is, that's me. But, I kind of started that path and found Sage Goddess in May of 2019. So that really firm study in metaphysics and in paganism and those religions that I didn't know enough about, even when I studied religion in college. I studied religion and society, so I had an idea of all sorts of different religions. I had to, at the first college I went to at Carroll, study, and I fulfilled that requirement. I've always been interested in how other cultures' belief systems, so and that always helped me in my teaching too, so anyway, it's kind of fitting that I'm ending my year-long Metaphysical Mondays in May. And because I started that journey in May, and moving forward, I am, strictly looking at Christianity and leaning deeper into my understanding of God and connection to God. But that doesn't mean I'm going to throw everything out that I've learned, and the understandings I have and the respect for other people's religions, but this is who I am and what I believe and what I want to study moving forward. And so it's fitting that I'm ending this at this point in time. Anyway, so let's see what I have here. Now, the first thing it says, sometimes I can tell you, Lizzie Jane Designs. And I don't know if I have anything in here. Something's in here. Ooh, are they pretty? These are some emerald drop earrings. Aren't they pretty? They're so delicate. I'm gonna just pause them. And they're nice long earrings. And May is the month. These were actually green tourmaline earrings. It's a prosperity stone. So, it's fitting that I have these. So I'm just gonna put those up. Let's see if I can get my hand behind them so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna set those aside. They're so pretty. And those were from Lizzie Jane. And it's kind of a party celebration here because we're finishing up Metaphysical Monday. So one of my son's celebration, we had these glasses, and so I decided I'd wear these. Party! I'll probably take a picture of that and put that on our thing. But anyway, so those are some fun rave glasses. I thought I'd share with you. And then we have Little Miss Haywire handmade jewelry. Looks like this. It may have had some twine around it, so it may have been presented really well. Missy Martin Mental Smith. Little Miss Haymire. She's got a collection of things. What did I get from her? Well, I got some Sunfire and Sunstone earrings, but they also have another stone and I can't think of it. It's a green stone. And these are sunfire and preonite earrings. Anyway. Then I have, and you'll have to look for the shop in the description because there's just so many. I'm just not going to stop and look it up. But this is an Indian thing, and again, it's prosperity. And I have something in Indian culture for prosperity, and there are stones that it starts with an N. I can't think of what it is right now, but I have some earrings now that have that same 12 stones. So I thought those were fun. I'm gonna look it up. Hang on. Navatna, and it's from Gems of Hope, and those were in silver. I have a gold necklace like this, and anyway, I just thought those were kind of fun, and I'll be wearing them in the future. Then in this bag I have some butterfly earrings because the world is transforming. Aren't those pretty? And they're just beaded, very simple, handcrafted jewelry in butterflies. And these are called from Midir Studio. And they're just kind of a blue turquoise butterfly. Sort of a costume, but handmade jewelry, bead jewelry. I thought those were just pretty and looked like spring and summer to me. Then from Earthly Abundance, came like this, little button. It's so nice when the name is right there easily. And I have these, which are carnelian. Well, those look nice with this orange. And that's a creativity and manifestation type stone. Carnelian and gold. Nice for my singleton earring. So then I have from Wonderland by Natasha. Wonderland by Natasha, really pretty boxes. And she has her card. What do I have? First I have these, which are, again, I believe, emerald. It's a little bit bigger, but dangled. And I also have, I like to have different, I can wear them threes, I can wear them differently. So, and then also from Wonderland, I have these, which are, I believe, a blue apatite. I think these are apatite, as I recall. Aren't those pretty? They have labradescence, sort of. I wonder if they're labradite, but I'm going to quick look them up. I'm glad I looked it up. These from Wonderland are something called Mystic Kyanite, which makes total sense. I was looking for kind of like a blue-green kyanite, and that's what I ended up finding. There we go. So it's a kyanite. They're beautiful. And they're kind of an aqua. They're so pretty. Mystic kyanite. Interesting name. And they have little doodads to help hold the earrings on. Anyway, so I want to say, yeah, that's the last earrings from Wonderland, the Mystic Kyanite. And that's the last item for Metaphysical Monday ever on an accidental retiree. At least as far as I know. I don't have any plans to do any more Metaphysical Mondays. One, they weren't well received, especially towards the end. And two, I've changed. I just am not into the metaphysics as much as I was. Doesn't mean that I don't have those things to help protect me if I feel like I'm being attacked, in my prayer life. How to pray intentionally to God to help me. Don't do anything else. I rely on God and lean into God. And I have understood a little bit more about when I have my empathic feelings for, and I pray for healing for certain people if I have those feelings. And sometimes I'll feel sick and I'm not really sick. The symptoms don't make any sense for me. And so I pray for, and I'll find out. Like one time I was hoarse like I am now, but just for no reason. I wasn't, there was no cold. It didn't make any sense, and it was summer. And I got in contact with someone who I knew through choir and had a beautiful voice, this guy friend of mine from high school. And he was facing potentially a thyroid type of cancer in his throat, that area, and he was having hoarseness. And I prayed, and it ended up that everything turned out good, at least for that point in time for him. So it was like, it gave us goosebumps, I think, both of us, when I found that out. And so I so sometimes, and that's kind of why I leaned into it, because I was having so much of that. My sister-in-law died of acute leukemia in 2019, and I had felt bone, like the deepest parts of my bones that winter were in pain. And so I was, feeling some of her pain as she was dying. And, I tried to pray for her healing and so on. Of course, it just didn't happen. But, hopefully, I pray that it helped what I was feeling, helped take some of the pain away, so she had some quality in those last months, but it went very quickly. It was a very hard thing. Like I said, a lot of awful things happened in that period of time and were happening. And so that was hard. And these were the ways I was reaching out to God to help me make sense of it all. So 2019 was really, really tough. And then 2020 was tough for everybody. So anyway, so that's it for Metaphysical Mondays forever and ever. I hope you've enjoyed them and gotten something out of my rattling on and so on. And I hope you'll come back for more, because I will have other content. I'm a variety channel, but I'm leaning more towards writing content right now. But I may do some sewing. I may do, you never know what I'm going to do, because I'm a retired person. And I'm an accidental retiree because I had to retire earlier than I expected to. First, because of the way my job ended, my last job, and I just wasn't sure if I wanted to go back to teaching. And so I retired with the thought that I might tutor or open up a business of tutoring. Then I was involved, I liked my jewelry making, and I was going to do that. And then I got sick with Meniere's, and it's been kind of like one thing after another. So, and all of this is part of my Hashimoto's thyroid syndrome. And I've been living with Hashimoto's for over 40 years. So I'm deep in the throes of that. And COVID did not help. COVID was really hard on me. I didn't get pneumonia, thank God, but it took away my singing voice. I don't have the control of my singing voice that I did. And I'm praying that it'll come back. I've been told it will come back. And I found that by talking today, and this is the 4th video that I've made, it helped. So, you know, I just have to exercise my voice and work on that breathing and so on, and get more active, and hopefully that will help too. Got to work on my weight. My weight is terrible, and my blood pressure is just not right. And that all might be because of the COVID too. It kind of, when I took the first vaccine, it threw my blood pressure off too. So they're monitoring it, and I don't know what my doctor will do. I went in today and it was terrible, and this was January when I went in. I know we're in May, so who knows where I'm at. So, you know, pay attention to other content that'll be coming up this month that is a little more closer to what's going on with me. Especially my Writing Wednesdays are kind of current. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to put that thumbs up button if you liked the video, and do subscribe to my channel. Even though this is the last video for Metaphysical Mondays, this series, I'm going to have lots of videos. So bye for now from Tammy at my channel, An Accidental Retiree, and God bless. See you soon.